Truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Cat Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully,
X was with it, Ja was with it.
Jay wasn't with it.
I tried 2 times to make that album happen. X was with it, Ja was with it.
Why do you think Jay didn't want to be
This is just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't think Jay wanted to get in that room with X and Ja.
Beyonce assisted Jay-Z in getting away with supposedly unaliving DMX. Cat Williams recently rocked the internet. Jay blackballed X because he did not like that he could not control him as easily as he could with these other rappers. And X never sucked up to Jay for free. Cat says he watched all of this happen and even contacted DMX because he understood what he was going through. Cat was punished and blackballed for defying this freak-off having industry just like X. After Jay-Z joined Def Jam, DMX's career began to decline, and that was not a coincidence. According to Irv Gotti, Jay's former best pal, Jay deliberately destroyed DMX's career until it was completely destroyed, which made him rely on drugs to survive. For those who are unaware, Jay-Z and DMX were friends before they became well known. However, things took a turn for the worst when Jay took over as president of Def Jam and began to ruin DMX's career out of jealousy. At the time, DMX was in complete control of the business and had managed to get 5 consecutive #1 albums on the Billboard 200. Jay-Z took over. Everything changed.
Everybody knows you've had battles with throughout the years.
Yeah.
So at the time, they were saying that, you was on drugs. That's why they didn't want to invest in you.
Right. They already invested. What you mean they didn't want to invest? They already invested. Like I said, the album was recorded, shot the video. You mean everything. That was just some bullshit. You know what that was.
Do you ever feel
Let's
like
get
people,
rid of the competition?
Do you ever feel like people at the label didn't do enough for you when they could tell that you really needed help, or do you think that you were too far gone?
No, I was never too far gone. I mean, it just all I needed was just do me like you do everybody else. You don't sit there and speculate about this and think about this and assume this. Just do me like you do everybody else, and it's gonna be all right, man. You know what I mean? But that never happened.
So I think with DMX too, you never, Def Jam, I feel, never put a lot into DMX. It was always the groundwork with DMX.
In a radio appearance, DMX again attacked Jay, accusing him of sabotaging his career by abusing his influence at Def Jam.
What happened was, I had the crazy track record at Def Jam, everything was good. I go to do the 6th album.
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. When he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, yo, dog, MH is running the building like, yo, you good. Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Mm-hmm. Let's go on vacation and, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? Mm-hmm. How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. Mm-hmm. Because at first you retire, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again. Okay. It's all good.
And do you recall that Irv Gotti, Jay's former best friend, also exposed him earlier? Irv claims that Jay was envious of DMX and even ruined a collaborative album that he, Ja Rule, and X were working on at the time because he was angry that X bodied him in every song.
I ever had, I was like, we gotta sign DMX, and they laughed at me. I remember when I left the office, Tina Davis said, she knew what I wanted to sign DMX. She said, DMX don't sell, your ass is fired. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me? And I'd be like, he's nice just like you. I said, if you look in the hood, there's less of like you and more like him. Yeah, but he don't want to live that. He's depressing, Gotti. And I said, I don't give a. So Jay used to watch me grind with X, and he was off with the Hitman. And then something strange happened when I made
Jay's unwelcoming attitude. Although they collaborated on a few tracks after that, rumors have it that they continued to work together behind the scenes until X passed away. X essentially set the tone for their turbulent relationship. Irv also disclosed that X, Jay, and J. Rule actually collaborated on an album, but it was never released because Jay was upset about X taking center stage. Some even went so far as to say that Beyonce knows how Jay took X out, but she is keeping quiet to protect him, and that Jay's envy of X was the reason for it. We are talking about her spouse.
X was with it, Ja was with it.
Jay wasn't with it.
I tried 2 times to make that album happen. X was with it, Ja was with it.
Why do you think Jay didn't want to be
This is just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't think Jay wanted to get in that room with X and Ja. It was not.
One more than the other, or
Listen, no,
both?
No, both. Jay is a very smart person. He's gonna do an album with R. Kelly. R. Kelly worships Jay-Z. Worships him.
And Kanye West.
Kanye West worships Jay-Z.
And Jay Electronica.
They all worshipped him. X and Ja don't worship Jay-Z. You're my man, but when that beat comes on, you're not above me getting at you. And that's what I do not feel Jay wanted to deal with. He didn't want to deal with. You know, I'm saying they would come at each other subliminally. So it wasn't a direct hit where they're gonna say your name and thing, but they coming at you. So do I want to make a whole album with these coming at me? And if I'm Jay-Z, there's a slight chance that, what is it gonna say? I'm not the nicest.
That's what
Right. It's not worth it.
Where's my win?
Right.
The only thing I'm seeing with this is potential loss. With now people are saying, these is better than you.
Beyonce and Jay-Z were torturing them by holding them captive in their home. She even went so far as to blame them for the passing of Kathy White, Aaliyah, and Jay's deceased pregnant lover.
Publicly, Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
She claims that Beyonce learned of their romance and was about to take matters into her own hands, which is why Jay chose to take Kathy out, unless Jay did it. Returning to X, Jay had to come out and confront everything because of the intense heat he was getting. And he said that even if he and X were at odds, they were still in love. They felt it would be funny. Kat stated that he was adamantly opposed to it and informed Ice Cube and the producers that he would never film it since it was completely unfunny. Additionally, Kat stated that he was taking a significant risk because this was his debut film, and they made him feel as like he was being overly demanding.
Taking her fairly. She actually died screaming, and the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand, see? I mean, I'm just speculating.
When the business understood that Cat would not allow himself to be utilized for their purposes, they attempted to remove him as well, not just DMX. Fortunately, though, he survived to share the tale. However, the DMX did not. Cat is now publicly criticizing Beyonce for concealing the specifics of his death because of this. According to reports, he thinks DMX will not be located until Beyonce begins speaking.
Truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Cat Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy, right, where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was gonna play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? Why? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Cat Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them. That's how I already know that I'm gonna be funnier than you. What he told everybody was, Cat Williams, don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steven Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Cat?
That's where he's a believable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life.
People had their own opinions as usual, such as this one who stated, "Let's clear that up first. DMX was not scared of Diddy nor Jay-Z. He made that clear several times, especially this interview when he speaks on the industry." Another person said, "DMX wasn't only a great rapper, he was a poet. He was one of the realest people you can listen to. And that voice, man, no one does it like X did. Now though, I would like to hear your opinions. How do you feel about Beyonce reportedly keeping the specifics of DMX's passing a secret? And do you think Jay-Z was responsible? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Remember to watch this other dirty video by clicking here.